the future is not just going to happen. You have to make it. And if you want a successful business, all it takes is an idea. And now becomes the future. A future where you grew a dream into a reality. It's waiting for you mere minutes away. The future is nothing but power. And it's all yours. The all-new GoDaddy Airo. Get your business online in minutes with the power of AI.
Hey everyone, welcome to our live event, Insights with GoDaddy AI. I'm so excited to have you all here. Thank you for joining us from near and far. We're so excited to have you all here with us today. My name is Jeffrey, Marketing Manager at GoDaddy, and I'm gonna be your host. And excited to start us off with this amazing video that we just saw called Power Your Future. And that's featuring candle making business going from business idea to actual online in minutes with the power of AI, all brought to you by GoDaddy Airo. So today we are going to be discussing all things AI and small businesses, helping you, outlining, making it easy for you. And if you have any questions, please put them in the chat box and we'll get to your questions. And also, you can still ask questions here once the live stream has ended. And what questions we don't get here in the chat, we'll make sure to get to those as well. Now, like I said, my name is Jeffrey, Marketing Manager at GoDaddy, and I have with us today Jessica and Laka from GoDaddy as well. I'm going to turn over to them so they can introduce themselves. Jessica?
Yeah, hi. Like Jeffrey said, I'm Jessica. I'm a content strategist here at GoDaddy. I help make recommendations for content that helps small businesses connect better with their audiences and grow online.
And I'm Laka Sriram. I am a vice president here at GoDaddy, and I lead generative AI initiatives across the company. And like what the early video that you saw, the snippet that you all saw, and what Jeffrey spoke about earlier, we are really thrilled and excited about our recent launch of GoDaddy Airo. And we've seen it out there in production. We've seen many of our customers use it, and the early feedback has been positive. We're really thrilled and excited about that. I think we can kick us off, Jeffrey can kick us off with a demo video of what the GoDaddy Airo experience is. That would be great.
You got it.
Thanks.
Today, I'm going to show you how GoDaddy Airo uses AI to put your business online in minutes. So we start with putting in a prompt. Let's go with juice bar located in Lower Manhattan, specializing in smoothies, juices, and acai bowls. Airo gives us a bunch of names to choose from. I like blendbarnyc.com. After buying the domain, we can publish a coming soon page for your new business. And here's where you see everything else GoDaddy Airo can do for you. Like building a website, creating a branded logo, or generating social posts. Let's create a logo. Here, you can see options you can scroll through. After you pick one you like, you can customize it to really make it yours. Let's make a social post. Here, we pick a theme for the post, pick a tone, and GoDaddy Airo writes it for you. Then all you have to do is publish it. And that's how GoDaddy Airo can take you from idea to business in minutes. Start today at godaddy.com/Airo.
And like Laka said, that was a demo that one of our colleagues did from GoDaddy of showing you how to go from logo to your business, from business idea to your logo, and creating everything with the power of AI. Like I said, we're really excited for all of us to be here. And if you have any questions, please put those in the chat, but we're gonna actually kick it off with some questions as well. We've got some already. And one of the first questions that we got was, how can AI benefit small businesses in terms of efficiency and productivity?
Yeah, so I can dive deeper into specifically like generative AI, which is like a part of AI and machine learning and all the other aspects in that space. So generative AI, which is a relatively new and fast evolving technology, it's capable of generating text, images, and other assets or data. Right? It takes in simple inputs, which we call user prompts, and behind the scenes are large, sophisticated large language models or medium-sized models, and it produces output and content that's relevant to the description or the prompt that you make. Right? So fundamentally, so one of the surveys that we did at GoDaddy, we got the information that last year, 11% of all small and medium business owners have already started using AI for their business. Right? And that same metric for this year, it's gone up to 26%. Right? So a good amount of SMBs are already using it for their businesses, and they get value out of it. But 26% is not a metric that we'll be satisfied with, right? I think there is a lot of room for that to grow. And the fundamental areas where it can actually improve efficiency and productivity for the businesses are like it can help with accelerating some of the administrative tasks that you might have in your businesses, content generation, marketing growth, and so on and so forth. Like fundamentally, the way I look at it is every small and medium business owner or a micro business owner, they are like experts at a specific set of things that are like the core reasoning for their business, right? But there are so many other areas like administration, marketing, maybe it's something else where they're not the expert of, but they can use some guidance, they can use some assistance, and that's where AI can come in and make a huge difference in improving those areas for that single business owner.
Yeah, I always say that it's kind of like the behind the scenes assistant you never knew you needed.
It's like multiple hats, right? If you are the expert of A, B, and C hats, and you can wear that very efficiently, but then AI could help wearing a few other hats as well, rather than you go hiring somebody or getting an agency for it.
It really does, and it really gets them to that starting point of maybe even outlining, or you're really giving them confidence. Like we just saw in the video, go from idea to business, even just trying it out. I know working with a lot of small business owners and entrepreneurs, that's one of the first things they're always nervous about is, where do I get started? I have to do this, I have to do that. And with AI, it makes it a little bit easier for you to get started. And not only that, but to keep yourself going as well. We have another, oh yeah, we have another question. I'm gonna pop it right in here so everyone else can see this as well. What tips and advice do you have for business owners new to using AI?
Yeah, it can seem pretty big and intimidating, especially with terms like generative AI versus something more in depth. And, it has a lot of different use cases. So I always recommend starting small. Don't try to dive in head first. Take those baby steps and start with tasks that tend to eat up a lot of time of your day that maybe be weighing in the back of your brain, but you can just use an extra hand on. We know that small business owners are also people. Like they have families, they have busy schedules. So any time that you can save by using AI just gets you better focus on the bigger picture. So things even like tangible examples, maybe like writing some bios or drafting up an email that you've been putting off sending, stuff like that. It's a great place to start.
Yeah, absolutely. Drafting email is an easy winner, right? Like we use it all the time, meaning even for my personal emails, sometimes like the emails that I would send to my son's baseball team, for example, I use like AI to give me a draft first rather than me starting from a blank screen. So I have a copy that's relevant to the thing that I want to actually send. And then I can fine tune it. I can add my own flavor to it and then send it out. So yeah, 100%.
I love that. Yeah, if we're going to be talking about how we're already using it, I use it a lot for, work, starting outlines, getting things ready. And I really think it's something that our manager, my director, also encourages us to use. And so I think that's a really good way of looking at it as well, is you don't have to dive in first thing and like just get soaking wet with AI. Like try something little, like you said, with an email or a birthday card even. Something like that. I know you're probably like, oh my gosh, a birthday card. I know I lost all the personal stuff of it, but hey, I put a little Jeffrey in there as well for it.
But the personalization doesn't necessarily go away if you use AI, right? Like you can start with that, And then you add your own flavor to it. You personalize it, you make it your own, and then send it out. So it just helps you save time for you to do that.
I love that. We have one from Linda Kate Caster. What is the best way for new authors to use AI to get our books noticed?
For a book to notice or for any product to get noticed, right? Like fundamentally, there are these typical well-tested channels of marketing that AI can really assist you with in these days, right? Like, for example, social posts. A lot of these social posts can now get auto-generated using the power of generative AI. And then you can even schedule them. GoDaddy has that feature where you have a marketing calendar. And if you say what your small business is about authoring books, and then here is a specific book that you're trying to market, that's the information it needs. And then it can auto generate a whole suite of social posts and place it in respective dates and times that it would work best and resonate with your audience, and schedule it at that point, right? Social post is just one example. Email marketing, social ads, and those are different ways. Again, you just have to give like GoDaddy arrow at this point, like one sentence, maybe two sentences of what you're wanting to do, and then it can lay things down in front of you for you to choose from. So I would say try out our marketing calendar. That should help you.
Yeah, I was about to say, wait a minute, I need to make sure that I get her autograph before she leaves today's live session. I mean, if we're going to have a new hot author on our hands, like, wait a minute, I need your autograph, Linda, before the day is over with. No problem.
Okay.
No, thank you for asking. And Jessica, did you want to add anything?
Yeah, sorry about that. I feel like
No, you're good.
maybe lost connection or something. But I did want on the social content side, when you're talking about reaching an audience for your book specifically, I think AI is really great at determining those like different types of people who might be interested based on the topic, and being able to not only say, hey, like here's the topic of my book and here's when it's releasing and here are the areas that it's releasing in, or let's say it's an online novel or something, it can then help you plan those campaigns to say, cool, like let's say your book is a cookbook. You're able to say, okay, here's some new chefs, here's some campaign ideas to reach these new cooks or home cooks or whatever it may be. And then taking that and actually implementing it, it can tell you step by step, okay, here are 6 posts to get you started or ideas to get you started. And then you just sprinkle your own authentic brand in and, voila. So.
Thank you, Jessica. Yes, you always have a really good eye for content, but more importantly, a way to make sure that people are understanding also how to use it as well in order to get across to their audience. Let's see. Okay. What are some practical steps for small business owners to gradually integrate AI into their operations?
I would say when you say operations, so there are different aspects to it. I would say narrow down to that specific operation that you're looking into, right? It could be, like I said, it could be emails that you want to send out to your existing customer base, or it could be emails that you want to send out to new customers, right? Or it could be operations, could be like things that you want to make sure, like it could be inventory, it could be making sure e-commerce is going correctly, your product catalog is established correctly, and the pricing is fine, and so on. So there are so many different areas, but for you to pick one area to start with and to gradually integrate AI is you try things out. And again, if you're using GoDaddy suite of products, then we can recommend specific products that can help you integrate really quickly with those operations. But if you want to just try things out outside as well, you're free to do that. But fundamentally, I would say with Aero, I'm really gleaming that right now. It's with Aero, all of those things become so much easier, right? Like all you have to do is describe what your business is about, and AI just kicks in, and all of those operations are already out there ready for you to just review and use. So gradual part, the slowly getting into one operation after the other, maybe all that is gone out of the window now. You just have to come try Airo and
Yeah, we just need to make sure. And as everyone's looking into the comments, definitely click on the links of Arrows, but also our Substack, our newsletter, to learn just a little bit more about not only how Arrow is working, GoDaddy by Arrow is working, but also how we're working with small businesses. And not only that, but really listening to them as well. All right, we have, let me check one more time. Okay. All right, our next one. How can AI tools be utilized to enhance marketing efforts and customer engagement? And I'm really excited to hear y'all's answers as well with this, and especially since we're working with customers day in and day out.
Yeah, this one, man, I could talk for hours about this, as y'all know, but I'll keep it brief. So one of my favorite ways when you're thinking about like marketing efforts and ways to get kind of like the more bang for your buck, I always suggest folks start with their audience. I touched on it earlier. It's going to sound like a broken record, but it really is the best way to get all of this effort you're putting into your marketing to like land where it needs to. You can shout into a void, but if no one's there to hear it or to act on it, then, it's not necessarily wasted, but it's going to be a lot more impactful if it's reaching the right people. So that's where I always suggest AI is a great place to start with identifying those audience segments, whether it be like a product that reaches pet parents or families or homeowners, new homeowners. Like all of these types of audiences have different needs and different different ways for you to reach out and interact with them. So I always start there. And then once you take that, then you can lean into the content creation, because some simple prompting, and I think we may even have some in our prompt library, but some simple prompting will then help you generate campaigns for each of these segments. You can have email campaigns, you can target and cater your SEO towards those segments. All that kind of stuff will really help you get every little inch out of your marketing efforts, really. Yeah, that's where, and then obviously content creation. So things like writing captions, or, if you're a small business owner, maybe you really love social media, maybe you are really thriving and, writing your captions, responding to comments, all of that sort of thing. But even if you're like the best person for that, you're also a business owner. Like I said earlier, you have lives, you have a busy schedule. So something like AI can help you really structure those, get those planned in advance and set aside so you don't have to worry about it every day or every week even. And then all you have to do is come and kind of insert your authentic brand voice, stick to the things and yeah, those are my, I guess, my best tips. I don't know if Lockie, you have anything to add?
All those are great tips, Jessica. I think the one thing I would add is after you do all of that, right, AI can still close the loop with you. Right? It can provide you the feedback with data and metrics about which ones resonated the best with your customers, which ones had the most impressions, for example, which ones where customers actually converted the most, and things like that can help you learn from it and can do new suggestions that will accelerate the growth even further.
Totally.
Thanks, Charlotte. Now, I wanted to take a question from Samuel Clear. Samuel's, what measures have, I'm going to put this in here. What measures have software engineering taken to prevent hallucinations from occurring in the models generated by Airo?
Yeah, I can take that. Hallucinations is a genuine problem with generative AI, right? But the risk of it has been going down over time. Like the risk of it was significantly high, like at early or mid 2023 to where it is now. But we do, like when we launched Airo, right? We spent significant amount of effort and time to make sure that the responses that we get and we provide to our customers are relevant. Right? So there are multiple layered set of prompts, multiple layered set of filtering that happens to identify areas where the responses could be a hallucination, or it could be like a completely incorrect one, and we catch those and filter them. And to be honest, our fallback is to go with, when we identify a risk like that, when it breaches our risk factor, we just drop everything down for that particular use case and we provide a generic answer, right? So that's our fallback, like the worst case scenario. to make sure that we are providing appropriate responses to the customer. There's also hallucination scores that we track. So there are these advancements that have come where there are scores to the outputs that can help identify the risk factor associated with it, and we can react based on it.
Thank you, Laka. Now, we have one question, and well, actually a few other ones lined up as well, but how does GoDaddy use AI in its products or working with its merchants and customers?
Yeah, I can start, Jessica, and you can pile on. So again, I'm going to go back to GoDaddy Aero, our new shiny experience that we just launched. We apply AI right now to every facet that we possibly can, right? Like the Aero experience, it starts with taking a description of an idea or a concept the customer has, and we apply AI from then on to like correlating that description to a set of domain names, and from there correlating to all the content that we need to actually build a full website that is relevant to the idea, build a set of logos, build a set of social posts, email marketing, social ads, social handles, as well as LLC registration, email accounts, and so on and so forth. So it's pretty much at GoDaddy we have these three big phases, which is the identity from a customer standpoint. It's the identity phase, the presence phase, and the commerce phase. And we apply AI pretty much in all of those. And we apply it cautiously as well to make sure that we're adding value to the customer. And so I think GoDaddy Aero is a culmination of all of the efforts that we've been doing for the entire year of last year. And I think we brought that really well to our customers right now.
Yeah, it's really exciting. I think what I really love about the whole experience is it takes up the perspective from customers of like, what is difficult? What is taking a long time? What is something that is kind of a pain to do every day, or even when you're just starting out? Building a new business from scratch it can be intimidating, it can be scary. There's, yes, there are playbooks, or you can look at your favorite brands and try to emulate what they do, but from the start, it can be a little rocky, or you're really not sure where to turn. And so I think that's like the guided experience itself feels really organic and authentic to each customer that goes through it. So it's really exciting.
Thank you, Jessica and Laka. And you are right. I was actually playing around with it as well, setting up my own site, my business. As somebody mentioned a little bit earlier in the comments, I was talking about this in a webinar, starting Jeffrey's Cookies. And it was really cool to actually go through it. And I'm like, I'm not going to start baking a million cookies right now. No one's going to buy them. But it was just, I was like, this is what I've heard people in our past webinars, office hours, just meeting people in person, business owners saying, I don't know how to start my website. I don't know how to create content. Who do I need to pay to do my logo or fix my website? Things like that. And these are like common questions I feel like we've all heard year after year after year. So I really think that GoDaddy by Aero is one of those products that is not going to only help customers and help business owners, but it's literally says what it's going to do, take them to the next level. And because it's easing that pain point for them that they have when they first start their business. So very excited to be a part of this as well. And someone, I want to say it was Janet asked, how does one start using Aero if you already have a domain but haven't built a site on it yet?
Yeah, great question, Janet. So that is something that is coming soon, like real soon, within a matter of days. It does not exist right now in production. Right now, the only funnel to start using Aero is when you buy a domain with us and Aero kicks in. But the exact use case that you're talking about, it's coming out real soon. And for that, yes, that use case where you already have a domain with us, and you might have a few products with GoDaddy as well. And then GoDaddy or Aero can recognize that, and it can help you fill in all the other products that you don't have. And it can also refresh maybe and rejuvenate some of the existing products that you already have as well. So coming soon.
Can't get myself off mute. Remember, put your questions into the chat box as well. If you have any, I could not get myself off of mute just then. And we'll be able to answer them too. And I'm gonna also, there's another one. In what ways does GoDaddy utilize AI internally and in its products to support, well, we know how to support their businesses, but also employees?
Yeah, one of the things that we built in Q2 of last year, around March, April timeframe, was we built an AI platform. Okay, and internally, it's an internal only use till end of 2023. That's what it was used for, and we called it GoCast internally. It was like GoDaddy Content as a Service. So it was a playground. It's an AI playground which connects to a wide variety of models, both internal as well as external. And it has a ton of features in it added on top of it, like moderation, curation of content, and things like that. And we expose that to everybody in the company. Right? Like everyone at the company could use that for anything they wanted. And we encourage time and again everyone to actually use it. Right? So that was like one of the starting points of every single person at the company was had the opportunity to use AI in whatever they seem fit. It could be a person in the HR division, it could be an engineering person, it could be a product person or a marketing person. They all had their own different use cases. They would play around with it and they would try it out. And for the use case they would identify, they would streamline it and figure out how to scale it for themselves initially and probably for customers as well. But that platform layer, that actually helped us accelerate quite a bit. And it helped encourage everybody to use AI organically, like from bottoms up, if I may, for all the maybe day-to-day tasks as well as broader tasks that they were on.
Thank you. And thank you, Laka. And again, any other questions, put those in the chat and we'll make sure to get to those as well. Even ones that we don't get to today, we'll still be responding in the comments. But wanted to say a huge thank you to Laka and Jessica for our live event today, but also sharing their knowledge, their expertise with us as well, and their enthusiasm with AI too. So, and also want to thank all of you attending today as well. Really appreciate y'all.
Thank you, Jeffrey, for hosting.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
I think I would quickly end with, please go try GoDaddy Aero. Super easy for you to try. It's going to save you and potential other small business owners a ton of time, effort, and help you get more customers. Plus, Aeros are V1, right? So there's plenty of stuff that's coming up in our pipeline, and we're really excited about that as well.
And really quick, I know we just said any other questions, somebody actually did. Terry actually asked, can Aero offer strategies like email campaigns, social media planning, et cetera, to increase web traffic? I see this benefiting small businesses.
Yes, for sure. There are website insights is something that we've recently launched like 2 weeks back. It's in the managed WordPress customers right now can use Aero to see where Aero recommends a set of insights for them and for their websites, which would be like improvements in SEO, improvements in other areas that can help further along their web traffic. Absolutely. And so we started off with managed WordPress customers or WordPress customers, and we're expanding that to all customers, all website customers relatively soon as well.
Thank you. And thank you so much, all. Again, we appreciate all of you attending our live session today. If you still have any other questions, please put them in the chat. We'll make sure to get to those as well. We will see you all here next time, same place, different topic. Have a great one, and thank you all.
All right. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jessica.